YouTube, what's up with it? Kobe NBA West, another video. It's been a minute. Back on my thing. This for all the brothers in the struggle. You already know. Truth serum about this deadbeat dad shit. Men, brothers, ladies. We're fighting a multi-front offensive. We all soldiers living outside of comfortable so that we can effect real change within our communities. But I want you to remember the lessons. The lessons where sometimes life tells you what to do and then you do it. But then sometimes life don't tell you what to do, but you do it anyways because you know what it is that needs to be done. They say that we the problem and that they need a solution. They say that they want a cure. But the truth is, they say one thing and do another. The feminists and the man-haters in general faithfully employ the cult mantra of the men need to step up, or any combination of phrases that implies black men are woefully deficient in fulfilling their roles as fathers and leaders. While they wish for you to imagine that all they want is better men, their paramount objective is to see that that never happens. The disdain for male leadership and men in general is acutely visible in their hypocritical critiques and backhanded compliments. Radical feminism, which by the way has a firm grip on the female population within the black community. Radical feminism deplores male leadership of all kinds. The goal is to have as little of it as possible. Women who identify with radical feminist perspectives don't really want a solution to the black community's single mother epidemic. That would be the same as the police wanting crime to end tomorrow. If either scenario were to become true, they would be out of a job, respectively. Strong, independent black women are dependent on the pop psychology of deadbeat dads. Deadbeat dad hysteria is a clever gimmick that's used to seize power via manufactured crisis. It's like this. Without deadbeat dads, or merely the ideal of deadbeat dads, it would weaken the radical feminist position declaring power of control over a man's children. Euphemisms like it takes a village to raise a child, or in the best interest of the child. All these euphemisms share one common theme: the unspoken forced absence of the biological father. The father is to concede headship in his own child's life via the courts, federal law, local ordinance, what have you. So you don't need to look no further than the current judicial policies regarding child custody for proof of what I'm talking about. But yet you wonder why women love the court system and why they run to it and why they choose to become single mothers. Then that leads me to another topic. Child support and welfare. The family support system, family court system, just the government. This is what makes the child support welfare doctrine so dubious. You got the governmental instrument set up to compel and perpetuate single mother households, all the while using deadbeat dads is the sole reason for existence. Do you see the dubious nature of this? What they don't tell you, or what they won't tell you, is that a man can be intimately involved in his child's life, and there's nothing he can do legally to protect himself or his child from the family court system or strong independent black women. You're only supposed to believe that the system exists solely for the purpose of dealing with fathers who refuse to accept responsibility. How convenient is that? Radical feminism takes solace in child time rationing, or child visitation as they prefer to call it, because that means less time for the fathers, which will ideally lead to no time for the fathers. Feminist, political, social, and economic regulations only seek to impact men negatively. Men are always the ones who must sacrifice under the laws of feminist dictatorship. Many non-radical feminist women recognize the adverse effects of feminist ideology on men and children, but they're taught to be unconcerned because in the end, the suffering will only lead to greener pastures for the whole community. Do they believe this? You already know. Picture this though. If the independent divas and the single mothers before them have had to carry the black community on their backs for the past 40 years, then why then to this day do they still allow their daughters to continue the cycle of generational single motherhood? And men, I know these freaky girls are easy and they tease and manipulate your urge to procreate, but when you give in to them, you're only facilitating their agenda. So you have to take back your mind and become wife oriented and stop being addicted to stupid freaks. They love to play, and when I say they, I mean, you know, the baby mama drama is the one that decide to do this on purpose, no matter what the race. They love to play the perpetual victims of niggas and thugs and bad boys, or whatever, however you want to classify it, while simultaneously bragging about the amount of child support each of their children's fathers has been ordered to pay via court mandate. And plus, they feel like they have the power to whether or not she feels like letting them see his kid. Which leads to another subject, of parental alienation. Parental alienation gets no mention, gets no play in the black community. Yet this practice is an article of faith in the black community. Cutting off time from fathers and children, that's a sick, morbid sense of power that many black women within our community feel they have. Now, if you're not a mother who doesn't play that type of games with your children and their father, then obviously I'm not speaking to you. So save the off-kilter retorts. I'm merely just exposing factual situations. But to the women, especially black women, government assistance, subsidized housing in the suburbs, welfare/child support, child visitation schedules, which can't be legally enforced, all of that's a rite of passage to them into the strong, independent divahood. So that's one front we front. And aside from radical feminism, there's also the issue of manginas, the sugary man, the docile man, the unaware man, the dumb, lame, and lazy, etc., so on. The common denominator with them is they've all adopted this attitude. It's his fault. They adopted that kind of attitude as their official policy, especially the older men. They sincerely believe that these women are becoming single mothers through hapless misfortune and to no fault of their own. They religiously accept that women are becoming pregnant and then systematically abandoned by men. These are the true mama boys, the true pussy ass hoe cake niggas that's destroying the community. They only want to praise women and ignore women's monolithic destructiveness on the black community, and especially on the children, which is the future black community. For this alone, I'm merciless on effeminate mangina type men. But far be it from me to interject actuality into the psyche of my community and to propose anything truly edifying or optimal concerning solutions to our present dilemmas. Nah, far be it from me to do that. Let's just continue to watch twerk videos and stay in pursuit of stupid freaks and keep blaming black men. It seems to work best for y'all. But one love to the real sisters that supporting the movement. These are the only women that are even worth competing over. But because they don't spew man hate, they don't make twerk videos, the chumps pass them by because they dumb as fuck. But I recognize them as the true queens. The brothers, Captain Solo, Comic Genius, Dark Sun 1, USB, J Guy, Soul and Black, Thug Titian, DC Coupe, and so on. If you truly paying attention to what these cats are saying, they'll school you for a lifetime. West Coast.